Good morning. How are you doing this morning? A little chilly out there again this morning, no doubt about that. We made it through Monday and Tuesday. Here we are, middle of the week. It's hump day. How about that? Man, and it's also the 8th day of January. Good grief. Temps around the area are still on the chilly side. Here in Nags Head, which is usually, by all intents and purposes, a pretty warm spot for the area every day. It's close to the warmer water along the Atlantic, the Gulf Stream. Gives us a little bit of that. We've got 29 this morning. 29, the real feel is 14 outside. And if I look around the area this morning, my goodness, we've got, go down south. We go towards Hatteras, go down to Waves. It is a little warmer there, 35 already. Hertford, Victoria, if you're in here yet, Hertford's in at like 22 this morning. And I don't know, Michael, good morning to you. How are things in your neck of the woods? A little chilly this morning. We've got night 29 here, Hertford at 22, Moyock at 23, Elizabeth City at 25. Hi, Perrin. I guess you have power. I thought about you. Saw this news blurb from Dominion Energy. They're working on about 1,200 people in the Southern Shores area that's without power this morning. I didn't know if you were one of them or not. If you're doing this, there might be okay. So hopefully it is at your house. They didn't say what was going on, but it said between 9 and 2 today, that would be fixed. So there's that. We got a couple of cold nights to get through. And you know how that is this time of year. January is always a tough one. And maybe some weather this weekend. Have you guys seen the rumblings of that? Maybe a little mixture going on in our area this weekend, depending upon how far west you are and how whatever system it is tracks. You know how that goes. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. Could be anybody's bet. Perrin, okay, she says you have power. Good for you. I'm glad. Man, oh man. Yeah, I don't want any winter weather this weekend either. Just not into it. Gary, good morning to you, sir. Still in Florida, I take it. 44 to 58 today. Still no snow. Well, if you get snow there, I think you got a little bit to worry about. That's for sure, man. Let me give you guys a report on Cindy. Talked to her via Facebook Messenger quite a bit last night. She had lots of questions about LZ. If you guys check our Facebook page or my Facebook page for Bill Thomas on Air, took a cool picture of LZ yesterday. I was surprised it turned out so good. It's like she was posing for it. Posted that. She was having a good time getting acclimated to the Thomas household yesterday. She spent a little bit of time sniffing around and not really whimpering, but just kind of wondering where her family was, which is the first time she's been left anywhere. So I did feel for her a little bit. We all gave her a lot of love, and we hung out with her until late last night. I probably stayed up too late because of that. But that's okay. And she hung out on the couch with one of my boys as we went off to bed. So she still had somebody to keep her company. So, all right, let's see. Forrest checking in this morning, I assume from Franklin. Yep. 23. Real feel is 16. That is some cold weather. It is, man. Well, you know what? I don't know who she ended up sleeping with. When I got up at 3:15, my son Nick had fallen asleep on the couch with the TV on. That's not uncommon. He still does that sometimes. Doesn't get himself up. So LZ was cuddled up against him. So we'll have to see. I'll get a report for you on whether he went on to bed or what happened. But she had a good night. So that's for sure. Man, oh man. Lori Lee says, pray for those in Cali. Give us a little bit of information on what's going on there in Cali. What do you know about this morning? Yeah. Okay. All right. We can look at this up and see what's going on. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. It's the wildfires, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. I knew that there was one really bad one going on. I read about that yesterday, but gosh, it seems like when they have fires, it's the worst. I mean, it really is. They've got so many things, so much dry brush and stuff, and whatever that grass is, it's all over the hillside. And that low-lying brush is just really just the winds. So anyway, yeah, we'll say a prayer for them as well. You got 27 in Kitty Hawk. We got 29 here at Nags Head. Kind of like that just about everywhere this morning. And tonight, my goodness, it's going to be tonight and tomorrow night, some of the coldest so far. Tomorrow night, they're even, I forgot what they call it, a cold weather advisory is coming tomorrow night. If it continues to trend to be like in the teens tomorrow night with wind, it's like a don't go out type of thing. For here, that is really a strong language. Cold weather advisory for the beach. Whew. Mike, that's a pretty wild visual in my head at reading that. We've seen some crazy fires. Remember the Pigeon Forge fire a few years ago? Was it Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge? Remember that just got swept up? And there's like video of people traveling through the hillsides in the trees that are burning, just trying to get out of there. It's really scary. So it reminds me a little bit of that. That's for sure. Oh, that's right. Lori is starting their fast today. So far, so good. All right. Keep us posted because I tell you, when you're used to eating, now what can you have? You got to be able to have something. Juice. It's got to have something with a little nutrients in it. You can't just fast. I don't think you can. How does that work? Is there a fruit? Is there something that you can put in, with a little fiber, protein? I don't know. I've never done that before. Except for if I'm going to the doctor for blood work and he says, oh, by the way, you can't eat anything until after the procedure or if we get your blood. Not really. Oh my gosh, that's hard for me. All right. 1 cup of coffee, no headache, and a lot of water. Okay. That makes sense. I gotcha. All right. We're going to talk a little bit about, some tips for this time of year. You guys ever run into a deer with your car? Talk a little bit about that. And we'll talk a little bit more about LZ for you and how she's doing. Mike's up. Your station for the killer hits, 102.5, The Shark and Shirley and Company, and shame on you. It's 8:08. Bill and Cindy in the morning, killer hits all day. Cindy's on vacation. She is off to Key West with Mr. D in January. And it's definitely warmer than it is here there, but even there, it's just a little cooler than usual, but she's not minded too much, and I'm sure we'll get a report for her very soon as to how things are going. I tell you how things are going in Southern Shores. There's some folks without power this morning. It's chilly too, so there's got some folks concerned. Dominion Energy responding to a power outage in Southern Shores. There are about 1,100, almost 1,200 customers that were reported without power earlier this hour. Estimated time of restoration sometime between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. Could happen at any time, but that's their estimate. And don't know exactly what's going on. They haven't said, but they're working on it. So we'll pass that along to you. The Shark forecast, mostly sunny and breezy today with a high of 38. Clear, blustery, cold tonight. Low down to 26 along the coast, 19 inland. Good night for another pot of soup or some chili or something, I think so. Comfort food for sure. Sunny and breezy tomorrow with a high of 37. The wind's going to kick up tomorrow to near 30 miles per hour. So that's going to make it feel just a little cooler. And looking ahead, don't know exactly how low it's going to go, but they're posting a cold weather advisory for tomorrow night. Some frigid temperatures in the works for the Outer Banks in northeastern North Carolina. We'll get you up to date as we get a little closer. So just prepare for that, especially your pipes, especially if you got exposed pipes. You know the deal. You should have already taken care of that by now. Temps around the area. Let's see what we've got this hour. We got a Husky checking in at 22, 26 in Harbinger, and 30 in Nags Head at 102.5 The Shark. You ever hit a deer with your car? I know it's an accident. It's happened to me a lot of times over my driving history. And most of the time, it seems like they run out in front of you, and there's not much you can do, not a lot of time to react. And because of that, deer are the deadliest animals in North Carolina as far as causing accidents and killing people. Every year, about 1.25 million deer vehicle crashes occur in this country, and it results in about 150 people dying nationwide, more than 10,000 injuries, and the insurance payouts approach about $4 billion because of, well, Bambi, to be honest. And a few years ago, a writer for Slate magazine hung out with a Wisconsin state trooper for a day, came away with this advice: if there's a deer in the road, you might as well just hit it. I know this sounds horrible, but the trooper explained to everybody, says, cars can be fixed or replaced as long as no one's tailgating you. You can hit the brakes, but if you can't do that, then you just hit the deer. Another trooper tip: adjust your headrest so that it's right at the right height to prevent whiplash in case something happens. You'd be surprised how many people just leave them shoved all the way down. Maintain your lights and your brakes and your tires so you can see, be seen, and stop. Just some of the stuff that was running on that guy's on his mind that day to get off his chest. He said, wear your seatbelt. Don't tailgate and slow down. And when you're driving, that's what you're doing. You're driving. At deer crashes, a lot of other crashes too, the number one excuse is, you know what? I looked away for just a minute and boom. So it can happen at any time, but just some tips for you, because it's that time of the year, the cold weather, the deer, they're out there, especially at night when you least expect it. Just a tip for you from the Shark. On the way within 10 minutes, we've got Today in Music and more killer hits coming up, like this one from Lionel Richie. All right, let me pull up Today in Music, and I'll catch up with you guys. Hang on just a second. This is usually where Cindy covers for me. She's talking, and you guys don't notice I'm doing this unless you do. So, all right, let's see. Where are you? What's happening? Okay, you guys talking about the fast for Lori. Okay. Okay. Michael's, he's had experience running into or running upon a bunch of deer unexpectedly. I think all of us have some story or another. Somehow, some worse than others. I totaled a car like that one time. And that's a scary thing. The airbags go off, and that's just that alone. If that's never happened to you, it scares you. Lisa, good morning. How are you doing this morning? And Gary's still talking about Lori's still talking about the fast 3 days. Wow. Okay. A lot of support there. Lisa says, you got this, Lori. I think you can do anything you put your mind to, as long as it's safe. That's why there's always that disclaimer. Please consult your physician before doing anything. Oh, man. Foy. Yes, Perrin is okay in Southern Shores. She was on earlier. I guess she's still here. I don't know. She said she had power. So she may have stepped away for a moment. There she is. See? Everything's good. Man, I tell you, I wouldn't want to be without power. Not this morning, not tonight, not tomorrow. No, it would not be good. All right, so LZ shows up yesterday afternoon with Mr. D and Cindy. 2 trips from the car for all the LZ stuff. There's the crate, which is a rather large crate, which I get it. It's for her if we leave the house, put her in. That's what she's trained to be doing. Blankets, a big bag full of packages of dog food already been, I guess, little Ziploc bags for each day. There's a vitamin in each one. Cindy's a good dog mom. There's no doubt about it. And let's see, there's a bunch of toys, some Little Caesars dog food that goes inside this Kong thing. You're supposed to freeze it and it's a challenge toy. Plus, she gets the frozen treat and it starts to melt on her, and then she can eat it. So she seems to like that. And rawhides that aren't real rawhide, that's a good thing. Remember, we used to buy rawhides for our dogs, and nobody knew it was bad for them. It actually is. Portioned out. Perrin, I was looking for the word. You had it. Very good. Anyway, so they talk for a few minutes, and they've looking at their watch. They've got to go, so they want to be in Virginia before dark last night, which is pretty cool. I guess they were going to do dinner, and they were staying before they were flying out of Norfolk this morning. And so I watched them get in the car, and they drove off, and I looked at LZ, and she's like, where'd they go? And so it was that way for an hour or two. Then somebody else came home. One of my sons came home. And the activity level picked up and everything was pretty cool. She likes the kitchen. If you're in the kitchen, she likes to be in the kitchen because there's a lot of smells in there. So it's kind of fun. And let's see, Foy, LZ slept on the couch with my oldest son, I think most of the night. When I got up at 3:15, when I went to bed, several people were still up. Okay. Apparently what happened is everybody went to bed. Nick, my youngest son, was watching some television, must have fallen asleep. And at 3:15, I got up, and there they were. And she's all bundled up next to Nick, cozy and just like, hey, what's happening? Good morning. So she's made herself at home, which is cool. She's doing pretty good. And we're hoping for a good experience. Now, Cindy was messaging me all last night with all kinds of questions like, how's she doing? Be honest. So I'm not going to be dishonest with Cindy about her dog, that's for sure. So I told her, every little thing, and she came up with even minor things like, well, she hadn't eaten much food since she left. What's her schedule really like? That kind of thing. And she says, well, usually she's eaten by now. Maybe she's just a little uneasy. Give her a milk bone. That'll get her mind off of that and give her something on her stomach. Hey, good dog mom advice. So we did that. And, so we're going into the first full day. I won't bore you with it, but you guys seem to want to talk about it. And I'm enjoying this. So we can talk about this as much as you want to. So give me the questions. I'll post some pictures for you guys during the rest of the week as she does cute stuff. And we'll do it. Probably go home this afternoon, take a nice walk with her around the neighborhood. All right. So let's see. Gina Lee. Okay. Yeah. Freaking freezing in Washington. I believe it. It's that way everywhere this morning. Gina, no doubt about that. And Perrin notes that the power lines are underground in Southern Shores. Okay, that's something to think about as those guys try to figure this out. It's either something at one of the junction boxes, or where would the transformers be at that point? I guess we have to figure that out. That's their job. They're working on it, or the cutouts, or whatever. The trip mechanisms that protect the transformers and things like that. So there's a lot that could go wrong. So, but anyway, what else is happening with everybody? Okay, Gary's talking about the deer here. Let's go back to that for a second, because that was a pretty good topic. Gary says they have a deer sign for a deer crossing in their front yard. He complained to the mayor to move the sign down the street, and he laughed. Okay. All right, Gary, here's the deal. We had little dogs, and we allowed them on the couch. No problem with that. Okay. And apparently Cindy has no problem with LZ being on their couch. It's okay. And it's okay where we are. So we're fine with it. And, we live there. We live in the house, and we live on the furniture, but we keep it clean. So that's pretty cool. Oh, yes. I heard about that. Jim Meyer is in for Mark Jerkowitz, who is out of town this week. And he gave us a story about it was a smaller whale that they found in Buxton. Second whale in a week. So we'll have to wait to see exactly what the deal is with that. That is for sure. Okay, Lori, I don't know. We're still talking about that. I think we may go back to Lake George. That's a great vacation, and that we might do that. We also might decide to go somewhere else. I was thinking one place that we've always wanted to go is Charleston and Savannah, that area. So we just take a couple of days and go hang out there and see the sights. I've been to Charleston several times. Mrs. Thomas has never been there. Never been to Savannah. There's good food in abundance in those areas, and some tourist sites and things to see and do there. So we might do something like that. Read Gary's comment again. Okay. Okay. I stand corrected. Sheila allows him on the couch. I'm talking about the boys. Yeah, apparently. That's funny. Should have known that was what you were getting at. I love that. Okay. Lori Lee's giving us a report. She's traveling through the area and passed all the Dominion trucks on Highway 12. Yeah. All right. Must be a lot going on there, Lori. Sally, good morning. Yeah, that's right. You've been there. Yeah, you know. That's right. Savannah. It's Savannah and Charleston. It is a beautiful area. So we might do that. If we don't do that in the spring, we might still do that maybe in the fall this year. And still do Lake George. We'll have to see. All right. A couple of minutes. It's Today in Music. Do you guys realize today would have been, if he is still alive, it is Elvis Presley's 90th birthday today, but I don't think he is. Some people will beg to differ, but that's just amazing. We remember him as nothing but any older than 42. And if you're an Elvis fan, it's hard to wrap your head around 90 years old. Crazy. Wow. Oh, Gary. Okay. Gary was in Charleston for 7 years. Cool. That's pretty neat. Okay. Some stoplights are out at the Hillcrest intersection. Okay. Good to know. Looks like things are not going well in Southern Shores right now. So, Parent says that's north of her. All right. That's good to note. I think I know about where you are. By the fire station. All right. Very good. Well, maybe we'll get a cause of all this. It doesn't really matter. Power's out and they're working on it. So about almost 1,200 people. It's a pretty good clip. Okay. Parents is near East Dogwood. All right. Very good. How about, we got 2.5 minutes. We can talk about this. I was in a promotions meeting yesterday here at the radio station with our sales manager, Lori, and we were talking about what we're going to do for Valentine's Day on the radio. Kept hearing these sirens go by, and one after another, and then it was a couple of minutes to go by, and another set of them would go by. Looked over at the window, and I did notice they were from different departments, and I thought, oh my goodness, this must be something really important. And I remembered how windy it was yesterday, just in my mind, and I thought, my gosh, this is not a good day. It's not a good day for a fire, but this is definitely not a good day for a fire. Little did I know that the fire was down at Body Island Lighthouse at the lighthouse keeper's quarters there. Yeah, the one that looks like a house that the families lived in years ago when there was a lighthouse keeper. So there was some kind of fire inside. Lucky for everybody, the fire departments, many of them, got there quickly. And from Wes Snyder Photography's video that I shared yesterday, it appeared that all of the damage, whatever it was inside. Well, a couple of the windows were broken out, and that could have more than likely been a fire department deal. But that was kind of scary. I mean, really, really, really. I love Body Island Lighthouse from a historical perspective. It's one of the. If you're a photographer, there's so many beautiful different angles and things you can do there to capture the beauty of that area. So it's just, yeah, I was just like taken aback by that. All right, today in music, take a break on that, and we'll do that for you. You guys talk amongst yourselves. We'll be right back with you. Mike's up. Your station for the killer hits, 102.5, The Shark with Billy Joel, and you may be right. 826, Bill and Cindy in the morning, killer hits all day. Cindy on vacay. She'll be back with us on Tuesday. Your shark forecast does not feel like Key West, where Cindy is for the rest of the week. Feels more like New England to me here along the Outer Banks in northeastern North Carolina. Sunny and breezy today, high of 38. Wind chills making it feel much chillier today. Clear and blustery tonight with a low of 26 along the coast, 19 for inland areas, and sunny, breezy tomorrow, high of 37. Winds gusting to near 30 miles per hour for tomorrow. And the cold weather sticks around for a few days, even a chance of maybe some wintry mixed stuff moving somewhere through our state on Friday night and Saturday. We'll have to keep a look at that. Also, power outage in Southern Shores this morning. Looks like about 1,200 people are without power. Dominion Energy working on that as we speak. Also, some traffic lights affected there too. So if you're driving this morning and you're rubbernecking at all the Dominion Energy trucks, remember that the stoplight you might be coming up on is not working, so just be very careful there. Temps around the area, we got 28 in Hertford, 25 in Plymouth, and 30 in Nags Head at 102.5. The Shark, and it's time for Today in Music. Here's what was going on. 2016, David Bowie released his 25th and final studio album. It was called Black Star, and he did that on his 69th birthday, 2 days before he died. It became his first and only album to reach number one on the Billboard 200 in the U.S. 2001, a woman who believed that Axl Rose communicated with her via telepathy was arrested for stalking the Guns N' Roses singer for a second time. Police detained her after she was spotted loitering outside of his house. 1996, a L.A. court found Robert Hoskins guilty of 5 counts of stalking, assault, and making terrorist threats to Madonna. He had twice scaled the walls of the singer's estate and had threatened to harm her, to put it mildly. 1993, the Elvis Presley commemorative postage stamp went on sale. The public chose the image of the 50s era Elvis. Remember that? That's right. Return to Sender, Stuck on You. All of those songs were spinning that day. And they chose the 50s Elvis over the 70s era. And also a couple of other Elvis notes. 73, Elvis and Priscilla, they filed for divorce on this date. And if you are keeping up with how old Elvis would be if he were alive, a lot of people wonder if he still is. I don't. I think he's gone. But he would be 90 years old today. That would be our music birthday today. So happy birthday to the king of rock and roll. That's Today in Music. Stick around. News and weather together coming up within 10 minutes. Some more killer hits on the way. All right. Okay. Let's catch up with where we are. Okay. Okay, Gary. Gary's talking about Charleston and Savannah. Let me know when you and Sheila go down there. Sharon and I will guide you around. Oh, cool. Will you bring your Vespas? Just teasing. What else? Oh, that's right. I bet you could. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. From your old house in Nags Head, it faced that porch would have faced to the south. Because I know at Bass Nights, if you're out there on the porch, you can look out there and see Body Island Lighthouse. Pretty cool, huh? Uh-oh, look at this. Cindy's with us. Just landed safely in Charlotte. Next stop, sunny, warm Key West. Very cool. I'm glad you guys are having a good flight. That's for sure. So anyway, hopefully you got a little bit of a layover, time to think and not run to the gate. Charlotte's a pretty big airport. You know what I'm saying? Lisa says enjoy, Cindy. And yeah, Foy thinks you're rubbing it in. And you might be. You just might be. So 21 in Franklin, Foy says, yikes. So, Cindy, if you're still with us, I got the report from Mrs. Thomas that Elsie's doing fine, went out, very good, roaming around, up with her and our boys scurrying around. So it looks like it's going to be a good day, and there'll be somebody there all day today. That's cool. So she'll have plenty of company. So just in case you're wondering. And let's see. Victoria says, good morning, probably to Cindy. Enjoy. Yep, I would agree. Lisa says 21 in Raleigh. Oh, Cindy says, well, 29. 29 in Charlotte. Golly. It's cold everywhere. It's going to be cold for the next couple of nights. So, Cindy, what's the first thing on the agenda? Dinner tonight? You're just going to get settled and find a good place for dinner and some drinks? What do you guys have on your bucket list of things to do that you haven't done there already? It's got to be something. I think you had a couple of suggestions here a couple of days ago. All right. Let's see. Parent says 28 in Southern Shores. It's a chilly one. There you go. A new chair. I bought LZ a chair. It's a lazy girl. That's right. And a nice going out top when LZ has to go out in the yard from Victoria's Secret. She's ready to roll. Foy says margarita time, Cindy. That should be a given. I would figure margarita would be on the menu in Key West, that's for sure. And let's see. Parent says feels like 19. Yikes. Mm-hmm. Coffee's good this morning. So you guys see where Peter from Peter, Paul, and Mary, in his 80s, he passed away. It was announced yesterday, probably last evening sometime. Don't know the cause. I haven't really dived into that really heavy. I just saw that this morning. But, he wrote Puff the Magic Dragon. I'm sure the Falkers will be interested in knowing he passed away. Puff the Magic Dragon. You know what that was really about, right? According to Meet the Falkers, Meet the Parents. If Cindy were here, we should be giving you the line. Should be word for word. That's right. I can hear her now. That's so funny. But yeah, so the guy from Peter, Paul, and Mary passed away. And I think somebody else from, I don't know who is still alive from Peter, Paul, and Mary. I think she passed. I'm not sure. I hate to say that when I'm not really sure. But I remember in the 80s, they were still doing a lot of, remember how they would show up on PBS? Fundraisers, and Peter, Paul, and Mary would be on there, and they'd be selling CDs and stuff. And the doo-wop people would do that. All the doo-wop bands would get together and do a review for PBS, and you could buy all these hits for whatever. That's about the last time I saw Peter, Paul, and Mary sing. So, Gary's trying to stir it up. What are you doing, Gary? Teaching LZ weather forecasting. Look out, Charlie. Oh, man. Well, Charlie's got to have a day off, right, Victoria? It'd be a part-time position. Or vacation, of course. Victoria thinks that just Paul is left. Okay. Is that Paul Stuckey? Am I right on that one? The wedding song? Is that the guy? I think that is. It was Peter, Paul. Yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm right on that. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's see. I'm checking time on our clock here. Hang on. We're gonna have to get rid of Michael Jackson here if we're gonna stay on time. All right. Behind the scenes. I promise that, So let's see what else is going on. I'm trying to get the latest here on some things. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep, they're talking about this weekend. There's a chance that we could have a wintry, mixy, icy, slushy mess in parts of our state on Friday night and Saturday. So I'll have to keep your eye on that one. That's going to be the buzz for the next couple of days. Oh, Perrin says, let's see. Paul is 87. Paul's the only one left. The contest for Valentine's Day. It's a brainstorming session. We've got a good outline of what we want to do, but we just have to name it and come up with the actual prizes. But it'll be cool. As always, it'll be cool. It'll be something that you guys would want to do or have. Let's put it that way. Mike wants to see about 2 feet of snow. Well, it's been a while since we've seen snow here on the Outer Banks. It has. So a little bit of actual snow, not, ice, I would be okay with, because I know it wouldn't stick around long and we could look at it and go, oh, it's snow. It's pretty. Spend a day with it. And then it would melt. Unlike when you have a blizzard and it's cold for the next week and it sticks around. Remember 2018? I do. Victoria says, Charlie ran so fast in the frozen grass, almost fell this morning. Oh, man. No John in the background. Hiding before Cynthia comes back. Are we beginning to get some rumblings that maybe it's time for John to go home? I was wondering about that the other day. He's been hanging with us for like 6-7 months. There you go. Victoria says, Charlie said, what the hell? What the hell? Saw a meme on Facebook last night, little videos, like when people say it's cold as hail, it should be hail, because you'd never say cold as HELL, because that's like an oxymoron, because we all know hell is hot. So it's hail, the little ice ball. So, yep, 2018. That's when we got 2 rounds of good snow within like a week or 2 of each other, almost identical amounts, I think it was, and a couple of dustings, and about a week to 2 weeks of a freeze. Remember, we were talking about, I showed that picture yesterday from satellite picture of the Outer Banks, and you could see the frozen part of the sounds on the satellite photo. Kind of neat. So, That's right. Victoria says John went with Cindy and Mr. D. That could be. Could be. That's quite a carry-on. You think he'd fit up above them? Look at that. That's funny, Lori. So you were the only one in your neighborhood to shovel your driveway? You were able to go to work and do your stuff, weren't you? Well, that's, hard work pays off sometimes, right? That's what I think. Gary's with you on that. He was the only one with his driveway shoveled too in Nags Head. Everybody else was like, why would we shovel it? Just drive over it a bunch. It'll be okay. Remember what the bypass looked like? It did. It was like running over a washboard. It was crunchy driving up the road, and everybody, after a couple of days, we were just used to driving on it. That's what you did. Shut down for 3 days. So there was no work to go to. Well, that makes sense. Now, in an area like ours that's not equipped for snow, that's what happens. Just flat out. Yeah, everything's closed. There's no question. Don't go anywhere. Everything's closed. So what you have to do, I think the grocery stores try to be the first back open. Because we need food. And all we did before the storm was buy milk and bread. So we're down to milk sandwiches. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Got to have some comfort food. Okay. All right. I'm not going to give you a hint on the Valentine's thing until we're ready to give a hint. Okay. But it's going to be cool. It really will. Absolutely. Oh, wow. Mike remembers big snow in 79 or 80, shoveled driveways and walkways. He made $1,500. Good for you, Mike. In 1979 or 1980, $1,500 is a lot of money. You must have worked hard, buddy. In my hometown, as in many hometowns in northern areas, a lot of guys with pickup trucks, four-wheel drives, they buy the little snowplow attachment for the front of their truck. It's got the hydraulics where it can lift and lower it, and they make a lot of money, clearing parking lots and driveways for people. They really do. All right. Cindy's off the plane, walking through the airport, and she says, see you all tomorrow. All right, Cindy, have a great day. Get there safe. Have a margarita for everybody. Not one for each person, but have one margarita for everybody, and then one for yourself, I guess. Of course, who am I to tell you what to do? It's your vacation. And I'll keep you up to date on LZ. Got that. All right, I'm looking for a cue. Anybody want to throw that to me? I got extra stuff to do today. We're right at that time. And Lori Lee says, enjoy. Yeah, absolutely. She should enjoy. She works hard. She does. She is a super member of this team and deserves the vacation that she gets. And enjoys and earns every bit of her time to enjoy. All right, Lisa. Rolling, rawhide. Bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum bum. You guys have a great day. All right. Stay warm. Lori, good luck with the fast. And we'll talk to you tomorrow morning. Bring a topic. We'll talk about it. We'll come up with something to talk about. All right. Football this weekend. I know the Commanders are playing Sunday night. Saw that on the schedule. We can begin to talk about that, talk about the cold weather coming for the rest of the week and maybe some stuff. So have a great day. Party on. Party on.